Hello. We are so happy to be here. We are delighted to be here, interacting with you, communicating our guidance and sharing what we have to share with you. You give us great joy. We are very grateful for all that you have done to advance the consciousness or raise the consciousness of your planet. So, as always, we tell you, you're doing a great job. We love what you are doing. We are there for you at any time that you need to call on us. Just do that because we are there for you. You will feel us each in your own individual way. The more you listen to these messages, the more familiar you will become with our vibration, and you will understand that it is us, Sornia, that is speaking to you or interacting. We don't really speak, but we interact and we communicate to you through energy waves and energy patterns, essentially, and you, being a unique individual, have your unique way of connecting with us. So, as in our other sessions, we have suggested you learn about yourself in your physical form as best as you can, focusing on that which is at this focus of your attention is incarnated in human form. By doing that, you have a better understanding of who you are in this incarnation on Earth. And that gives you that ability to then explore the depths of you. All that is you. And this is what we are hoping ultimately, that these sessions with you will lead you to the deepest possible understanding of your connection to Source and the truth of who you really are in your own consciousness, in your own way. As we've always said, you are unique. You will understand it in your own way. So along those lines, we want to talk about the multidimensionality of yourself and of the universe, of everything. Really, it's all multidimensional. But today, in this session, we will focus on you as a multidimensional being. So, many of you are familiar with what that term means, multidimensional. So your universe and you are multidimensional, meaning you exist in many places at the same time. But let's start from the basics here, or where the origins of all of this are. You have, most of you who are listening to this, already have the fundamental understanding and believe that there is one source. Some of you call it God or Creator or divine intelligence. It matters not to us, but there is source energy, that everything comes from source energy. It is the I am in you. It is the truth of who you really are. What does that mean in terms of your existence and who you are when we speak of being multidimensional? So you are from this source. But there are many layers to your connection to Source that some are understood and some are not. Let's just say you have originated from Source. You were created through the thought of Source as you came into existence. Your first existence really was more of a group soul. And that group soul, you were all connected. There are many group souls, and they continue to be created by Source. But we are speaking of those who are currently in the earthly incarnation. All of you who are on Earth at this time, this information pertains to you. So you were all part of a original group soul, all of you. And there are some that are not human form at this time, not incarnated, that are part of it. So it is billions of entities, if you will, or souls, but you were all one. And because you live in a universe, in your existence, the truth of who you are is that of continual creation, that group soul began to divide and began to differentiate into smaller, still large in your estimation, but smaller groupings of souls. And these souls took up residence, basically, in different parts of the cosmos, in different galaxies, in different universes, in all the multitude of possibilities that are in existence. Some were created specifically for a certain group soul. Again, you were in the millions, if not billions of numbers in these larger group souls. Then within that experience, so to be specific, to help a little bit, those of you who consider yourself have been told that you were Pleiadian, you had a group soul that began an incarnation in the Pleiades. And that group soul then within the Pleiades began to subdivide once again into smaller groupings of souls. This continued on and will continue on. It is the truth of your existence. It continued on in the Pleiades, or whatever realm you chose to exist. We are using Pleiades as an example. And you began to subdivide to the point where you then considered yourselves to be part of soul families. But keep in mind, you are still all connected to one, and that is Source, where you are the I am, the truth of who you really are. So in your existence in these realms, such as Pleiades or Sirius or Orion, in these different realms, you were having experiences. And you were having experiences more as a family of souls than as that original group soul. So you had subdivided over the many thousands of years that you existed in these different realms. And you were part of creating the existence of realities in which you could reside. At this point, and at different, what we will say, times, the different groupings of families, soul families, then decided what a great idea it would be to become more individual, to differentiate themselves and divide themselves in such a way as to be individual. And this is at the point where Earth, as you know it, was formulating. It was being created. And we will get into the creation of Earth and its ancient history in another session. But just say it was at the point that Earth was becoming a possible location for what we call an experiment, to see what it would mean for an individual soul to take up residence and to use a realm such as Earth to expand and grow. And that's what was part of the creation of Earth. In this process, however, you became more individualized, but all along through the whole thing, you were subdividing and becoming more of you, separating. This is the multidimensional aspect of yourself. So when you chose to incarnate as a single thread of the soul into human form, there were many possibilities of experience here because of the fact you reside in a multidimensional universe. Your soul understands or perceives its experience as being multidimensional. But when you come into the earthly existence, what occurs is you go through the valley of forgetfulness and you forget about your existence as being multidimensional. And you believe that you are an individual separate. You experience your separateness and you believe that, and you have this experience on earth as a soul that is multidimensional in truth, but knowing only that it is an individual. The purpose of all of this game or this experiment, is for you to find your way to the understanding within yourselves of your multidimensional nature. And this is becoming more possible at this time as the consciousness of the planet is raising. And you are experiencing the effects of ascension that is occurring in the entire universe, in the entire cosmos. Everything is ascending. So what happens here when you enter into Earth is you have a limitation designed through time and space. And that limitation creates a tension. We have spoken to you about this, that is there for you to manage. But you are also residing in what you call parallel existences. They are all there. Every opportunity you have had where you have made a choice to go in one direction or another have created these timelines that are existing. You are experiencing, the soul, the essence of you is experiencing all at the same time. This is something very unique and beautiful. So what's happening at this time on Earth is many of you are beginning to have conscious awareness of your existence in other realms. At one time you called this deja vu, as if you had been there before, or you knew what was going to happen. That was just part of your consciousness remembering having had that experience that already occurred. Essentially, what is happening is your consciousness is raised, your vibration is raised. We spoke of you having a more crystalline body, so your vibration is lighter, is more refined. And what is possible now is you experiencing in a conscious way your multidimensional self. And many of you are. Some of you will have experiences where you will see yourselves in a reality, in a dream state. You will think it is a dream, but it does not feel like a dream. It will feel as if you have stepped into a reality and you are that person in that reality. And you may look like you, but you may not look like you. You may even be of a different gender. Some of you will have multitude of these experiences and awaken with the knowledge that you had something unusual and different happen to you. We want that you go into your sleep state with a conscious intention of experiencing your other aspects of the soul. Doing that will bring it into your awareness when you awaken in the morning. You are truly there. Some of you have up to 12 different, some of you have more, but the average is 12 different timelines in parallel existences that you are experiencing. Think of all the times that you made a choice to even turn in one direction as opposed to another, and something caused you to take a different path in your life, and how that splits off. It's hard for the human mind to completely conceptualize and grasp all of this. The essence of who you are, the eternal part of you, knows this and accepts it because you know it as truth. But the human mind hasn't evolved yet to the place of understanding fully how all of this can be occurring. Because again, the human mind is still limited within the confines of this existence that you are so deeply embedded in. We know that this can be confusing. We try to keep it as fundamental and simple as possible, but it may have stirred up many questions from all of you, and we welcome those questions so that we can, in future sessions, elaborate with more detail on how you might be experiencing these multidimensional selves that you have created that are all having different experiences. We welcome them because we want you to know that when you reach full ascension, let's say, you will have integrated, that is part of the ascension process, integrated the various selves that are out there into a harmonious whole. So as you continue to move through the process of ascension in your own way, aligned with the forces of the universe and Mother Earth herself, you will deepen your understanding of the truth of all of this, what you call a reality, which in essence is really an illusion created by you, created by every being on your planet. One other thing we would encourage you to do to understand this concept, but this is something more than a concept, but we'll use that term, of you being multidimensional, is to go into meditation, or yes, meditation, I would say, and see if you cannot feel your connection to all the human beings that you know. Begin with that. Or if you are in a public place, taking a moment to sit quietly and just feel your connection with the people who are passing by or sitting by you. If you are eating in a restaurant or grabbing coffee in some place, see if you can't feel that connection, that you are them, they are you. We want that you practice these things in your daily lives, for the more that you become aware of the truth of who you really are, the more quickly you will advance your own consciousness and allow it to grow, and you will assist the rest of the beings on this planet that you reside in their advancement and in their ascension process. That is all for now. We welcome any inquiries, any questions to help us deepen your understanding. Begin here. Allow yourselves to explore without judgment your inner world, the I am within you, the truth of you, and see what you might be able to discover on your own. For when you ponder and when you question, those questions and ponderings, we receive them and we then come forth with our messages in response to your questions. We don't need the questions in written form. Your ponderings and your questions internally within your mind are what allow us to answer in these sessions. As always, thank you. Our blessings to you. We honor your journey. You are part of us. We are part of you. We are all one. Our blessings to you again. We are Sornia. Goodbye.